My honest advice to anyone over 50, quit waiting. Are you missing your best years? Picture yourself standing before a mirror, silver streaks in your hair, but your eyes still burning with unfulfilled dreams. You dream of retirement days strolling along a beach, laughing with your grandkids, or simply sipping coffee without a bill looming over you. But then a whisper in your mind says, not enough money. Work a few more years. Have you ever wondered, what am I waiting for? Are you afraid that by hesitating you'll miss the healthiest, most vibrant years, the youth of your senior years, to live fully? With inflation up 31% and living costs soaring, every day you wait pushes your dreams further away. If you're over 50 and feel your heart heavy with questions about retirement, this video is for you. I'm Susan, a 60-year-old former financial advisor from Houston, Texas, who helped thousands plan their futures but nearly lost my own dreams. Today I'll share my most heartfelt advice: quit waiting. I'll tell you my story, from tears of regret over delaying, to the overwhelming joy of living true to my heart. Are you ready to let your heart lead the way? Stay with me because this isn't just about retirement, it's about seizing your most precious years. I'm Susan, 60, living in Houston, Texas, where tree-lined streets and cozy homes evoke a life full of hope. 15 years ago, I was a financial advisor working in a brightly lit office, with endless meetings and spreadsheets. I loved my job, the thrill of helping clients turn retirement dreams into reality. I'd saved a substantial amount, planned meticulously, and dreamed of the day I could rest, holding hands with my husband, David, walking along Galveston's shore, or reading under our porch. But fear of not having enough money made me delay, and nearly stole the best years of my life. At 50, I had $850,000 in savings. It was a sum many of my clients only dreamed of. I'd invested wisely, paid off our home, and thought I was ready to retire. But one evening, sitting alone in our living room, my heart tightened. I opened my laptop, reading articles claiming you need $1 million, even $1.5 million for a secure retirement. Colleagues warned of healthcare costs devouring hundreds of thousands in old age. I looked at family photos on the table, thinking of David and our granddaughter Lily, and wondered, if I retire now, will it be enough? So I decided to work 5 more years just to be safe. Have you ever felt fear hold you back from something important? How does it weigh on your heart? That choice became an invisible cage. I kept working 60 hours a week, rushing from meeting to meeting, my eyes blurring from screens. I felt my body slow, aching back, sleepless nights. I missed the Alaska trip David always wanted, missed afternoons playing with Lily. I saw friends retire, sending photos from European adventures, their faces glowing with joy. Meanwhile, I sat in my office, clinging to a vague fear of not enough. One evening, David took my hand and said, "Susan, what are you living for?" His words cut like a knife, piercing my defenses. I broke down in tears, knowing I was losing myself. As a financial advisor, I saw hundreds delay retirement out of the same fear I felt. Clients would say, "I need $1 million or $1.5 million to feel secure." I used to parrot industry rules. You need 10 times your final income per fidelity. But a Wall Street Journal op-ed by Andrew Biggs changed how I saw everything. Titled, "You Don't Need to Be a Millionaire to Retire," it said 86% of 65 to 70-year-olds with just $50,000 to $100,000 in savings lived okay or comfortably. Those very comfortable had $100,000 to $249,000. I was stunned. How can such small amounts be enough? Biggs explained that Social Security is more generous than we think. The average retired couple in 2022 got $46,000 a year from Social Security, double the poverty threshold, without touching savings. He criticized my industry for inflating spending needs. Many advisors assume you need consistent spending throughout retirement, but in reality you spend more early, travel, hobbies, and late, healthcare, with a dip in between as you embrace simpler joys. I began to question, am I overworking for an unrealistic number? Have scary numbers ever made you doubt your plans? I reviewed industry data. Nearly 80% of Americans have less than $100,000 in retirement savings, and almost half have nothing. But a BlackRock study floored me. After 17 to 18 years of retirement, 40% of their clients still had over 100% of their initial savings in nominal dollars, and 10% had 80 to 100%. This meant many never spent their savings. Michael Kitces, a financial expert, showed retirees typically don't touch principal until year 17, with accounts peaking in year 10 if invested well, like 70% stocks, 30% bonds. I realized I'd let fear drive me to save far more than I'd ever need. In 2018 at 53, I resolved to face my fears. I sat with David, opened a notebook and calculated, how much do we truly need to live happily? We wanted a paid-off small home, a few trips a year, and enough for basic health care. We estimated $56,000 a year, with $46,000 from Social Security and $10,000 from savings. With $850,000 in savings at a 4% annual return, I could withdraw $34,000 a year without depleting the principal. I was shocked. I didn't just have enough, I had more than enough to retire now. But why was I still trembling? I saw my fear came from inflation and exaggerated warnings. Per the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 65-plus households spent $58,000 a year in 2024, up from $40,000 in 2012 due to 31% inflation. Some costs rose faster. McDonald's prices jumped 100%, Wendy's 55%, Starbucks 40%. But I knew that with smart investing, like a 70% stock, 30% bond allocation, I could outpace inflation. I asked myself, why am I letting these numbers steal my dreams? Have you ever felt inflation looming like a shadow over your future? In 2019, I made a choice. I refused to sacrifice my healthy years chasing money I might never use. One morning, standing by the window watching dawn paint the yard gold, I felt a clarity I'd never known. I told David, I want to live, truly live right now. We sat down, built a detailed retirement plan, and used Balen software, a $10 a month tool that empowers regular people to plan confidently. Balen confirmed that with $850,000 Social Security and $56,000 annual spending, I could retire immediately and even leave a small inheritance for Lily. I quit my job at 55, and in that moment I felt unshackled. Are you ready to listen to your heart and live your dreams? Now, I live every day to the fullest. David and I walked Oregon's coast, feeling waves crash and salty wind in our hair. We planted a flower garden where I find joy in every blooming rose. I play with Lily, her laughter warming my heart. I still invest wisely with 70% stocks and 30% bonds to beat inflation. But the greatest gift is peace. I no longer fear because I know I have enough. Happiness, I've learned, isn't a bank balance, it's embracing life's moments. Looking back, I regret letting fear delay my dreams. I let the financial industry's inflated numbers convince me I needed millions. I learned that the youth of your senior years, those vibrant, healthy years, is worth more than any fortune. Every extra year I worked was a year I missed living from my heart. Have you ever regretted missing a precious moment? I also learned inflation is the enemy, but smart investing can defeat it. Asset allocation, your stock-to-bond ratio, drives 80% of your investment success. Above all, I realized retirement isn't about amassing wealth. It's about having enough to live your values. If you're over 50 and wrestling with your future, here's my heartfelt advice. Discover your true needs. Build a budget for the life you dream of, including Social Security. You may need less than you think to live joyfully. Have you calculated what you really need to retire? Don't let fear imprison you. Don't chase numbers like $1 million or $1.5 million. If you have enough with a buffer, consider retiring sooner. What's holding you back from taking the leap? Use planning tools. Try software like Balen to test your retirement plan. It's simple and builds confidence. Would you try a tool like this? Invest to outpace inflation. Allocate assets wisely, like 70% stocks, 30% bonds, to grow your wealth. Work with an advisor if needed. Are you investing to safeguard your future? Live fully today. Don't sacrifice your vibrant years for money you may not need. Embrace happiness and precious moments. What do you most want to cherish in the years ahead? Today I'm 60 and I'm living my dream. David and I savor every moment, from coastal walks to quiet mornings in our flower garden. I no longer fear running out of money because I planned wisely. But I know millions over 50 are delaying, afraid they won't have enough. I want you to remember, you deserve to live your youth of your senior years fully. Don't let fear steal your best years. If this story touched your heart, leave a comment. What's holding you back from retiring? Have you planned your future, or do you have tips for living happily with less? I'd love to hear your story. Take action today. Calculate your retirement needs and plan to live your dreams. Do you want more stories like this? Real stories about embracing life? Hit the subscribe button for Stories for Retired. Every day I'll share a new story with heartfelt advice to help you find freedom and joy. Don't wait another moment. Subscribe now and start your journey to a fuller life.